This is a concrete pad right here, isn't that right? Hey. Look at the nuts on that goat right there. Golly, son. Here's the hatchery. She's flowing. It looks like a bag of wieners. That's what I thought. It looks like it's freaking sweet now. What we gotta figure out now is, are there any fish in here?
3 cakes.
Oh, the pancakes. I got a dial. Oh yeah, this one feels heavier than the last. This is the moment. Oh, there's a frog.
Nice legs.
So where the hell are the fish? Shoo! What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another video. Before we jump in, I gotta let you know that BetterHelp is sponsoring today's video. Regardless if you've got a clinical mental health issue like depression, or if you're just going through a little bit of a rough patch, therapy can give you the tools to approach your life in a different way. BetterHelp's mission is to make therapy more affordable and more accessible, because finding a therapist can be hard, especially when you're limited to only the options in your area. BetterHelp is a platform that makes it easier to find a therapist because it's online, it's remote, and just by filling out a few questions, BetterHelp can match you with a professional therapist in as little as a few days. It's super easy to sign up and get matched with a therapist. Just go to betterhelp.com/FLAIR or click the link down in the description down below. By clicking that link, it not only supports the channel, but it also will give you 10% off your first month of BetterHelp. If you don't really fit with your first therapist, don't worry. You can easily switch therapists without having to stress about insurance, who's in your network, or anything like that. So if you're struggling, consider online therapy with BetterHelp. And make sure you click the link down in the description down below and go to betterhelp.com/FLAIR. Huge shout out to BetterHelp for sponsoring today's video. It's brands like them that I partner up with that allow me to do what I do every single day, which is making videos for you guys at home to enjoy. So with that being said, let's get back to the video. What's going on, folks? Welcome back. That's right, we're doing a video on the hatchery today. We're gonna go get it cleaned up and try to get as much of it looking good as possible. Right now, this looks like a tarp filled with some water and some fish in it, and it's kind of a mess. And so we're like, today's a nice day. It's not hot, it's not cold. So we're gonna go and try to fix it up. We're gonna try to build a border around it, kind of trim the liner up a little bit, backfill it, get it ready for basically, grass. So that way it's a nice green, lush lawn around it, and it'll look really nice. But before we do all that, Theo, how's it going, buddy? You having a good day, buddy? You're hanging out?
Munching.
We covered up his hole. We shoved some sticks down in there. So he was, remember if you guys saw the video, he was digging a freaking China. So we went ahead and filled it in, and now he's not going to China, which is good. Isn't that right, pal? Okay, he's doing good. These guys, on the other hand, what do you got there?
Breakfast.
Really? Is that breakfast of champion? Is that what the doctor recommends? One slice of peppered jerky in the morning?
One bag, actually.
Oh.
One bag a day. Yep.
That was heavenly, boys. That is so good. These guys over here are getting large. We have not gotten to the point where we have to build them a rabbit village, but we're getting freaking close. That's the next project. We're trying to wrap up the hatchery. We're still trying to figure out the pond. We're gonna go ahead and fix it. We just gotta figure out when and how we're gonna pay for it. But that's for a different discussion. These guys, on the other hand, you guys are having a good time, aren't you? You guys want any pepper jerky?
Rabbit jerky next or no?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, how you guys doing? Hey, how you doing, mommy?
They're almost as big as mom, though.
I know.
They're huge.
They all got, well, most of them got, that one doesn't have Theo's ears. Well, I guess they all kind of have Theo's ears.
Yeah, they get the floppies.
You guys are all flopping around.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah, so these guys are getting big. They're getting to the point where we're about ready to start separating them so we don't have any inbred, incest babies.
Take a look yet?
No, you want to take a peek at one of them. See what you see.
Vic got it.
Look out.
Hey,
he's pissed. He's pissed.
It's okay.
Hey.
That's a girl.
Was it?
No, I don't see. What do you think's in there? Look out. Look out.
Mobile.
All right. They don't want to be checked. I don't see a penis.
I mean, if we're going to go by that, then yeah, that's going to be a bad deal because I don't think we're going to be very accurate with our predictions. But yeah, so they are getting close to needing to separate. Hey. The males...
Hey,
not the merch, man. What the hell? The males we're probably going to end up getting rid of, keep the females, and Theo's just hanging out on his own. So we don't really know what to do with Theo because we're afraid if we put these males with Theo, they're going to fight, even though technically it's a father-son type deal. I can't get rid of Theo, though. Theo's the OG. So, comment down below. Should we get rid of all of them and just put Theo back in here and let Theo live his best life? Maybe bring in a new broad here and there for him? Or do we get rid of the males, keep Theo on his own, keep the females? Or do we put the males with Theo? You rabbit experts. See, they don't like being picked. Oh, look at, he's mobile. Hey.
Kickflip.
You come. He get you?
He got his nail in.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't like getting checked. That's why I haven't checked them yet, in case you were curious, because I've tried this before and it didn't really go all that great. But all right, Mommy, we'll leave you guys alone. Keep doing your thing. All right, Deb. I think that we keep forgetting the honey buns with Deb. Deb was on a diet because Deb was not very mobile at one point, and well, she's still on the large side. Deb, how's it going, Debbie? Deb's still not very mobile.
You want some honey buns? I do too. Those are good.
That's why we hadn't given Deb any honey buns, because she's, well, oh, is she mobile? For some jerky? Hey, at least it's not pork. That'd be messed up.
That'd be messed up. This
beef? Go ahead. It's fine.
Yeah.
How's it going, Deb? You have a good day, buddy. Yeah. We're still not exactly sure what we're gonna do with Deb either. We're getting, again, it's like everything's getting close to where winter's around the corner. We gotta start thinking about shelters, and do we keep Deb? Do we get Deb a friend? We're gonna have to build Deb a better shelter, a warmer shelter. But it's like, do you get another pig? What's going on there?
No rabbits, man.
Yeah, you definitely have AIDS now.
God, yeah.
That's unfortunate. We're still not sure. A lot of you guys have been commenting that we need to get Deb a friend. We guys got to figure out what we're gonna get her, if it's just another female pig or what it's gonna. So, update for you guys though. Remember the trench that was here? It's now filled up. We've got an operating hydrant here, and then this is a concrete pad right here. Isn't that right? And hey, don't break the concrete. We didn't put any rebar in here, damn it. Get off. What are you doing? How you doing, big boy? You want some jerky? It's a little spicy. You want some? This is gonna be an automatic, freeze-proof, frost-proof, mold-proof, algae-proof, Ralph-proof water. It's gonna go right here. They stubbed out the water line right there, and it's supposed to automatically fill year-round. You've got no ice. There shouldn't be enough, it doesn't hold a ton of water at once. It just refills really frequently, so there's no like algae. So it's gonna change the game, because right now, our solution for the last however many years, 4 years, are these tubs. And they just get all gross. Look at the nuts on that goat right there. Golly, son. Sorry, I got distracted. So, yes, these water troughs, kind of what we've used over the years, and it's just kind of annoying because then you run a heater in it, which is fine, and then sometimes the power goes out and trips, and then it freezes, and you gotta thaw it back. It's kind of a pain. This is supposed to be kind of a one and done deal. So, we got a hydrant here that's got a hose so we can, fill up waters for any of these guys, and then that will have automatic water source, and this is all filled in, and then there's another hydrant down there. So that took like 2 months for no reason to get all this done. But it's finally backfilled, and now we're looking to see if we want to get some fabric and roll it all the way down, maybe at least to that red gate, maybe a little further, and then rock the whole freaking thing. So then we don't have to deal with this. Because this in the winter is not gonna be fun. Plus, remember, we're gonna have to start giving them hay pretty soon. Once the grass has stopped doing grass things, we gotta start bringing in some hay. And so my goal with that is that's gonna be the access for the hay. We got like this idea, we gotta build it still where there's like a gate system that will allow us to get in there with the skid loader, drop the hay without letting the animals out. That's important. We don't need Ralphie on the loose. But all that's probably gonna happen down in this area. So I wanna make sure, like, we probably need to move that. We gotta move this tree, and we're gonna put a big rock pad here so we can like turn around with the skid loader. You can see the feeders back in there. So just want to give you guys an update on the animals. We are chugging along, getting closer to preparing for winter. The water was one of the bigger things. So now we got fresh water. We don't have to worry about the DEF tank that's filled with water, because that seems to get kind of gross. So these guys, Carlos, hey, Carlos, what the hell, Carlos? Thought we were friends, buddy. Ralphie, how you doing, buddy? Anyways, these guys don't need fed. We already fed them this morning. Just want to give you guys an update. This is what's going on, because now we're starting to kind of get improving the property a little bit. We got all these projects going. It gets to like that September, October time, and I'm like, wrap it up. We got to get done with all this stuff. Quit meandering. Wrap it up. So we need the animals to get wrapped up. Just like today, we're going to wrap up the hatchery. We're still not sure on the big pond. We're getting nervous. As you guys know, it's $100,000 to bet night it. But then we had some of you guys comment, some of you pond experts, and they were like, listen, just because you spread bentonite on poor soil doesn't mean it's gonna work. And so then I was like, so what do we need to do? And they're like, you probably need to get clay and line the whole thing with clay, then line it with bentonite, and then line it with clay again. Like, that's the most foolproof way of doing it. I was like, holy smokes. I mean, I don't wanna spend $100,000 on bentonite and not work. So we got it bid out to add the two layers. It's like we're making like a double stuffed Oreo, okay? The cream is the bentonite, and the cookie is the clay, okay? We gotta import all of it, spread it out, pack it. All that is $150,000. What would you do? Would you spend $100,000 with bentonite, roll the dice? Spend $150,000. You're still rolling the dice, but not as much. Or you leave it and have a sweet dirt bike track and save $150,000.
Or go buy somebody else's pond for $150,000.
Or we go buy some land for $150,000. $150,000 doesn't get you much nowadays, especially not around here. But
one of the new chickens is in the nesting box.
Really? You're finally late. You're all right. We won't take you out. You're actually pulling your worth around here. Let's see what we got going on here. Hey, how you guys doing? Hey, there you are. Did you lay one or no? Sorry, I didn't mean to disturb you. There's a few eggs in there. Yeah, this thing is winter ready. It's all insulated. We've got wood around it, hella fluff. and lights and power. We have a little heater over there. This thing actually is ready for winter. So coop's done, big animal pen's pretty much done. We've got Deb, we're not sure on whether we're gonna add a pig to her little compound, but we do need to build her a shelter, and we need to build a rabbit shelter. That's the plan. What do you got going on? How'd that go?
I was working on a new jerky flavor.
How'd that go? A pocket jerky, you stole it.
You stole the one.
Yeah,
You were just saving it?
I've been nibbling on this whole episode. What are you doing?
You can have some more. There's more in the truck.
When's the new flavor coming out?
Before Christmas.
Holidays. All right, folks. Well, there's your update on the animals. We're going to get a bunch of materials to go fix up the hatchery, give you guys an update, and hopefully by the end of today's episode, the hatchery's looking perfect. You guys stay tuned. Shoo! Alrighty, folks, here's the hatchery. She's flowing. Look at that, baby. She's getting after it. So it's not the cleanest, not the dirtiest. I've seen worse, but it looks like a bag of wieners. Okay, because you got this. We wanted to really let the liner settle. We didn't want to have any more seepage. Ooh, look at this frog. Golly, look at that guy. Oh, he's mobile. Yeah, he's about dang near freaking eat that sucker. So our bullfrogs are doing all right. I have not seen any fish for a while. We have this like suspicion that like otters are getting in or something. Something's getting in. Otters. Well, what else would dive down there and get, oh, the food's back here. Like, a raccoon is not going to dive to the bottom and eat them.
No, unless we got some Navy SEAL raccoons.
Yeah, unless you got SEAL Team 6 out here. And then even like a heron, which I've seen some herons, they're not going to dive down either. The only thing that I know of that will dive down and take out your whole fish population is an otter. And so go ahead and throw a couple handfuls. We've done this a handful of times, you get it? And we have not seen any fish. So, and I waited. It's probably been at least a week since I've been down here to feed them. I'm like, maybe they're just not hungry. I don't know what's going on. So now that we're down here, threw some feed out. If nothing comes to get these, okay, if you remember, we put minnows in here. We put perch in here. We even put the bluegills, a bunch, like a couple hundred bluegills from the big pond. Remember we had to rescue them in here, and nothing's come up and eaten. So now that we've got food out there, if nothing comes up, we do have a seine net and a cast net. The problem with the seine net is this is 8 feet deep and the seine net is only 4 feet tall. So seine net really wouldn't do us much good. Plus you guys educate us on how to use a seine net. You gotta have 2 poles. Listen, do I look like a fish biologist? No.
They should have sent poles.
Yeah, should bring your own poles. What the hell is that? So now I know we gotta get poles. I'll do it better next time, but we need to order a custom seine net for this so we can get down deep enough. Right now if we sweep it, the fish could just be below it. So what we do have is we have a cast net. And so we're gonna basically let the fish food sit and we're gonna get to constructing. So here's what we got: a bunch of treated 6x6s. So I was gonna do railroad ties, and some of you guys commented don't do that because the creosote's gonna get in the water. That's a good call. That's why I have you guys to help me out here. So we're gonna take that and we're basically gonna build a perimeter, as tight to the water as we can, just a nice little square, okay? And then we can cut off the excess, and then there's dirt back here, and we can kind of bury the excess of it. And by the end of it, you'll still see some of the liner from the inside, but it won't be as much. Plus, we're gonna go get the lay flat hose and start filling this thing as we're doing it. I'm gonna let the food sit here because if I start filling it, it could throw them off. But long story short, if by the time we're done building the hatchery area, the perimeter backfill, and nothing's come up and eaten the food, then we're gonna throw the cast net, and the cast net should be able to tell us if there's any fish, because that will actually sink down to the bottom. If there's no fish, then I'm gonna go ahead and say we've got a predator problem on our hands, and that we just wiped out a couple $1,000s worth of hatchery fish, which would freaking suck. So plan right now, we're gonna walk around this thing, pull it nice and tight, and we're gonna lay this thing out, and I kind of walk you guys through how we're gonna do this. We got rebar, we're gonna drill holes in it, we're gonna hammer it. I don't know if it's gonna work, but I'm gonna try to get this place looking decent without spending a ton of money. So you guys stay tuned. Oh yeah, baby. Box of tools. So we got string lines so it's straight, and some stakes. We're gonna go ahead and drill some holes. That's when you know you're getting stuff done, baby. Yeah. So we're gonna take, and we got an angle grinder because we needed the sparks to fly. So we're going to slap this guy up. So we got, I think, 5 10-foot sticks of rebar. We never even measured this thing. I got 150 feet of these, so we might be short, but we'll get most of it done. So here's my idea. So you've got all these. So my idea is to stake them maybe like here, and then same thing on the other end throughout all these. So we got to drill the holes, but then we got some rebar, and we're gonna measure 18 inches and cut it. So this is a 2x6, and if you got 18 inches, you hammer it down, then in theory you got a foot in the ground. You probably have a little bit more than that, but that's good. I think a foot in the ground should be enough. It's not like below the frost line. We're not trying to do anything crazy, but I think anchoring it in 2 places, a foot down, and we're gonna hammer it right through our beloved liner. But it should hopefully keep the liner in place, and then like I said, we'll have some extra. We can kind of cut it, we'll cover it with dirt, and then it should look nice and pretty when we're done with it. So we're gonna get to drilling and get to cutting. You guys stay tuned. holes have been drilled and rebar's been cut, and no fish have come up to eat our, well, there's a dead minnow right there, it looks like. So maybe there are some. Like I said, we're gonna throw the cast in it, we'll find out. Paige got to go charge. We ran through like 19 batteries, so he's gonna go off on charge duty. We got 90% of what we needed done, so we can go ahead and start. We're gonna run a string line so it's at least halfway straight, and we'll start kind of laying them out and staking them in, kind of show you guys that process. But yeah, there's no fish. Frogs, he's hanging out. No fish. So I don't know. This thing's 8 foot deep. Like, it didn't make no sense to me. But as you guys saw, we drill a hole, 2 holes on each one. If for some reason things in like the winter or something get shifty, we can always drill more in the middle. I just don't think it's necessary. Like, I don't think it's gonna go anywhere. It's not like we gotta prepare for Katrina or nothing. Like, I think we're gonna be okay. So these are the stakes that we made. Cheap way of getting some stakes through there. Actually, I didn't even test that. I mean, that's probably what we want because it's snug, but it ain't loose. So that'll actually be good because it should be,
I mean, that's
like,
not
then
good.
at least it can't just like pop up. So the drill bit and the rebar size are about perfect. So we cut a bunch of 18-inch lengths there. So like I said, it should be at least a foot in the ground. So we're gonna go ahead and put a string line up. We're gonna start here. We're gonna run there, there, and then there. And we're not gonna worry about this for right now because we just got all we drained the filter and got rid of all the sand, and so we're basically gonna start fresh because we need to move it anyways. We'll kind of slide out of the way, build the perimeter, and we should clean. Doesn't it look like a bag of wieners? Look at all the buckets and cords, and we ran through 4 pumps. The fountain, yeah, where's your fountain? It broke. I don't know. Bought off Amazon. Sucker exploded. I don't know what to tell you, folks. I can't help it that the products I buy are not, you know, super high quality. I thought they were decent, maybe not. So go ahead and run a string. I'm gonna try that. There you go. Like I said, we're gonna try to hug as close to the edge as we can without getting too, you know, the last thing we need is something ripping. So we're gonna come back, you know, maybe 6 inches off the edge, run a string line, and we're gonna take these and we'll go ahead and set them up there. It's not, hear me out. This wasn't perfectly graded and level, like this was rough. We did it really quick. So, you know, these are not gonna be like perfectly straight and even. You're probably gonna have a couple whoopies. That's just, you're gonna have that on these big jobs like that. So you gotta stay tuned. Shoo, look at that sucker, straight as a crooked arrow. You seen that? Mm-hmm. Well, we didn't want to go perfectly. We nixed the string idea because we actually wanted just to follow the water's edge better. I think like that would look better rather than like seeing like a bunch of tarp and then no tarp and bunch. So we did it. It's kind of in between. Okay, it's not perfectly straight, but the edge of the pond, you're only going to see this line, and we're filling it now. We decided we're going to go get the hose, so it's filling up, and we can fill it up, you know, closer to the brim. That's your low side, so you're not able to go all the way, but you'll be able to get freaking close. So, anyways, that's what it's going to look like. Again, we still have to trim the excess and backfill it with the skid, then eventually we'll plant it with grass. I mean, I think that looks pretty dang good though. Yeah, I like it. So we're gonna keep going here all the way around. We'll go ahead and cut it and fill it. What do you think?
It's not, it's like, it doesn't look like we tried to make it straight and missed. It's crooked enough. It's like, yeah, that's what they were going for.
Yeah, the aesthetic. So you guys stay tuned. Look at that sucker. How's that going? Huh? You got it.
She died on
You're stapling. So look at that. It's looking pretty good. We got the perimeter. It's not the most perfectly, you know. Listen, Rick. Cover it with dirt. It'll be all right. So what we actually decided, we're gonna call a little bit of an audible. We're gonna make a little change. We're actually wrapping the tarp up on it. The Junior's running around with a staple gun, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually backfill it, pull it back, and then score it at the top. So there should be, like, it should be a clean cut where the dirt hits the wood flush. The reason why we did it is because, like I said, this ground was not perfectly level when we started this thing. So you've got gaps like this is a gap. So right now, if I fill this with dirt, the dirt's just gonna run in the pond, and we got a dirty pond. No one likes that. But if you take the tarp and you do that, and then you fill it with dirt, the dirt can't go in the pond. And so he's running around stapling it so that way it holds it up flat. I'm gonna jump in the skid. I'm gonna grab this dirt from right here and I'm gonna backfill the entire thing without trying to put any dirt in the pond. It's probably gonna happen a little bit, and make it perfectly smooth. And then that way we can just go around, smooth it all out, and we'll take a knife at the top. So you really shouldn't see much of the liner other than what's in it. Plus, what that actually does is that allows us to fill the water technically up to the top of the wood, which again, this thing's not perfectly flat. So like, I think that's our low end. So by the time it's to the wood there, it's probably not to the wood there, if that makes sense. But it'll allow us to go like full pool. Like we could add 1.5 feet to this sucker and it'll be like 9 foot deep. Not that it matters, because I don't think there's any fish in here. We haven't seen one fish come up and eat. So I don't know if they're on strike or what their deal is. But now that we've got the tarp cut and starting to get it stapled, I'm gonna jump in the skiddy and I'm gonna start on this side. And basically I'm gonna backfill up against the wood, put a nice little basically layer of dirt here, smooth it all out, cut the tarp, and then we'll seed it and straw it, and then you'll have grass. So it'll be a nice little green. I mean, this won't look like this hopefully next spring. This will be, we might put it up. Ralph, thanks for joining us, buddy. How's it going? So it should be a nice green area, and then just have a pocket here, and then we might put another one here in the spring. We just got to get this one dialed in. We've had issues, obviously. We don't even know if the fish are alive. We got to figure out why. Is something eating it? Do we have otters? Do we need to go catch, clean, cook something? Anyways, let's start to backfill. Look at that pond. Yeah, come on, haters. What do you got now? Let's hear it. Let's hear it. What do you got? Something? Yeah, I got something for me. Let's hear it. I'll wait. That's what I thought. It just looks like freaking sweet now. So we're filling it up. Yeah, that's your low end for sure. So, like I said, you can even go up halfway, probably halfway up that piece of wood right there. And I mean, once it's full, it looks good. I went around, we packed it all in like real good so it doesn't really squish much. And I graded basically around the whole thing so it still pitches away. This is the drainage ditch here. So the water goes like this and it goes down that hill. So this is pitched this way as well. Yeah, I'm not bad with the skid loader. I a little rusty, spent a minute and did some grading job, but I mean, it looks pretty good. It's all flowing away. And so that was my goal, was to basically crown it up, because if it rains, we don't want any mud and silt flowing into the pond. So right now everything goes away. So this goes away, that goes away. So we built it up and sloped it away, and I went over and graded it and packed it as good as we could, and then took a knife and cut. So you can see, like, this is where the liner is. So it's just hidden right there. Once you get grass, you're never gonna see it. It's gonna be pretty crazy having this thing all full of water and all covered in grass. And then, like I said, maybe in the spring, once we dial this guy in, we can plop at least one more over here, if not two. So what we're thinking is, this thing's pretty deep. You know, it's like an 8-footer. So we're thinking, what if we made maybe like 2 really shallow ones? Like, fish spawn in like 3 feet of water. So what if we just make some, like, maybe some long ones here, 2 spawning bays, and then that's your holding tank or your feed tank, one or the other, whichever you want to think of it as. Where this over here is just for fish to spawn. That's all that's gonna happen. You put down the spawning mats, maybe you got the minnows spawning, maybe you got bluegill spawning, bass spawning, catfish, whatever. And then that pond is what you put fish in to grow. So that's the grow pond, and then we'll have the hatchery. So even though we call this the hatchery, might not be a whole lot of hatching. The other option that we could do is in the spawning months, which are late April to like middle of June around here, is we could draw this down all the way down. So there's only 3 feet of water across the whole thing, throw some spawning mats down, then let all the fish spawn. And then once everything's spawned out, you just fill it back up, which I feel like that could work too. Especially during maybe the spawning time. Even if you had 1, 2, 3, you'd have 3 spawning ponds. And then once the spawn's over, I can fill this thing up, throw the fish in here. It could work out. But that's not what this is all about. Not the renovation of this pond, even though I think it looks pretty good. It's not our best work. I mean, it's not like the straightest. You got a couple low spots, but for what we had, you know, spending, I don't know, maybe $700-800 on wood, some rebar, a couple hours in skid loader, I think it looks pretty good. So what we got to figure out now is, are there any fish in here? That's the question. Nothing came up to eat. I told everybody, keep an eye out while we're doing all this. I ain't never seen one fish. So we've got the cast net in the back of the mule, and that's about the only option for something that will really tell us if there's any fish in here. If we don't catch anything with the cast net, then I'm concerned. Then I feel like we got a predator problem, or there's some just hole in the bottom of there where all the fish are getting out, which I don't think is the case because this thing's actually holding water. It's only dropped a foot in 2 months. That's just evaporation. So we got the cast net right here. You know, Banjo's got his fire extinguisher.
Oh, God. What are you doing?
Just in case.
All right, let's go give a cast net. Stay tuned. I want to see you do this.
You've seen me do this.
You bite it?
No, I don't. I'm not putting that in my mouth first.
Why? So I can never keep this straight. Does the rope go in your
You
dominant
said
hand?
dominant last time.
Really? I change it up every
The
time.
last time we did this, we watched like YouTube video. Last time I was.
It worked. But I need a refresher every
then you
time.
throw-
Just like this.
Yeah.
Dang,
That was
son.
money.
Look
That
at
was
that.
Fantastic.
All right, sink down there, baby. Let's see it. All right, she stopped sinking, boys. Bring them on in. Let's see. How many fish we got? How many we cook it with?
0?
Really? What the hell?
Fish food, that's it.
What the Sam how?
Where are the fish?
This getting. I was like, oh, we'll play it up. All the fish are gone. We're gonna throw the cast net, and oh, we might catch a few.
I fully thought they were like just down there.
Yeah.
You think they're schooled up? You think they're faster than what this thing can sing?
No chance.
No
There's nowhere to
way.
go.
Yeah, there's nowhere for them to go.
This is just a hole.
We need like an 8-foot cast net that just. All
Really?
right, let me try it again.
2 for 2?
I let go of it.
Why did you do that?
Well, it slipped off. So I threw in the middle, going right. Maybe they like the flowing water. Do you think that's it?
Maybe they're over
It's-
there.
Well, it's not summer, but a lot of times in the summer they like
It
it.
is hot today.
All right, here we go, boys. Bring them on in. This one feels heavier. Feels heavier. Feels a lot heavier.
Oh,
Oh, there's a frog. Oh, Jimmy.
Oh.
Jimmy.
Wow. Or no?
Jimmy. Hey. What are you doing, Rick?
Catch and cook.
Can we eat that? I don't think we can. They got to be 3 inches.
Yeah.
What?
What?
Figured he'd be the guy to ask. Oh, whoa, we got another. That's a tadpole.
We put him in.
That's what we just put him in. So the frogs are making it.
That's about 6. When you
Really?
He's got some nice
Oh, God, yeah, he's
legs.
getting the legs.
So where the hell are the fish?
I don't know.
This doesn't make no sense. All right, throw them back in.
When there's supposed to be like 2,000 fish in here.
I said it was 500 perch, you know, a few hundred minnows. There's nothing in there though. Oh, I caught that. Hey, there you go.
You can use that for later, Big Junior.
All right.
5 days ago, we put probably 200 bluegills from the big pond.
Where are they at?
They're not by the running water. I'm out of ideas. Because we're throwing pancakes right now, boys.
Yeah, you are.
And I don't know what else to do.
3
Pancakes.
Really?
The pancakes. I got it dialed.
Really good.
All right, right by the running water. There's no excuse here, boys. All right, she's down on the bottom. Bring it on in, boys. This is the moment. This is the moment.
Huh?
Not a single
Nothing.
fish.
It has to be an otter. What else could do that?
Are you sure we didn't put like one big catfish in here? That
I know.
Them out? Like,
I'm like, what?
there's no predators.
Because I'm like, raccoons will eat fish, but they don't dive down. Okay, your herons don't dive. Pelicans will, but I haven't seen any pelicans. I haven't seen
a
any.
flock of pelicans.
What if,
Dude,
what if they came in the
pelican
night like SEAL
clean
Team
it
6?
out.
Cormorants?
Cormorants, yeah. They'd clean it out too.
We're gonna end up building a freaking aviary over this. Son of a gun. That's crazy. All right, I gotta throw one more because I just don't believe it. Like, there's over 1,000 fish in here.
Throw one real far.
Should I just eat it?
So we've done this half.
All
See
right,
if
here
you
we
can
go,
eat it.
boys.
You are dialed.
Dang.
Why are they so
I don't know.
Did you go to
I
Florida or
I
something?
don't know why it's so good. All right, I'm gonna let her sit there for a second. Maybe she's just gotta marinate. I mean, yeah, she's not going any further. All right, if they're in it, they're in it. Here we go, boys. Oh yeah, this one feels heavier than the last.
Shamu?
Yeah, it feels heavier. It feels heavier, Banjo. This might be it. This might be it.
I don't know. Huh?
How do you?
Huh?
They're in a fish tank and they're not here.
All the comments are like, Flair's just building a fish cemetery. Yeah, they're kind of right. I don't know where they went.
What if they died, floated, and then the birds picked them off?
Oh,
do
didn't
that.
even think of that.
Like, you think they've slowly, like, we haven't seen any dead fish on top of the water, well, we saw one, but that's odd. So what if, you're right, what if they all died and then raccoons and birds grabbed them at the top? I feel like this is war now, okay? Because I put a lot of money into this, okay? And now there's no fish. The liner, $5,000. Fish, $1,500 bucks. What do you got?
Underwater drone.
Ooh, should we use the underwater drone? We do have, you guys actually comment, there's a bunch of comments. I'll put a bunch up here. You guys wanted the underwater drone. That's good. Thanks for reminding me. It's not super clear water, which makes me nervous, but the thing has lights. Do you do it at night?
Oh.
Because it has
Yeah, you do
lights.
that.
Dang,
Lights
yeah.
on.
And if there are fish, they're probably attracted to the light.
What if we put the green lights in here
Oh.
to get the fish to come up to them?
So we got to figure out, are there any fish in here? We could also put minnow, we have minnow traps that sink down on the bottom. We could throw dog food in there and bread. So we could throw those in there. If we continue the search for the fish, comment down below, what would your number one way to figure out if there's fish? You could drain it, which I don't really want to do because then I'm just wasting water. We could use an underwater drone. We could get a big seine net. We could use cage traps. So comment down below, what do you want us to do next? And if, mark my words, if there's no fish in here, we will find the predator. And if it's legal, we will kill them. If it's not,
We lost.
we put a net across the whole thing.
Build a pole barn over
Or
it.
you could be a live scarecrow. There's nothing illegal about that.
Yeah, I'll just stand here and shoot.
You
near
just
them.
sit here. What if we put you in a layout blind? Okay.
They come in, you just
And
pop
then,
up and
the heron
scream.
comes, and you're just like, ah, oh yeah. Yeah, give him a oh yeah. That always works. Well, a couple warning shots maybe.
Yeah, warning shots. That'll do it.
Yeah, okay. Well, let us know. How should we confirm the fish in here? I thought a cast net in this small of a body of water, throwing cakes, by the way, okay? I thought that would be sufficient, but apparently not. But you guys always have good ideas. So let me know in the comment section down below, what should we do to find the fish? And if there's no fish, what do you think the predator is? Hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and peace.